Here are the video solutions for NCFE Functional Skills Maths Level 1, and this is section B, which is the calculator section from the sample paper. Okay, so question 2A. So Nadia says the average house price has doubled since last year. So last year 283,240 and this year 206,480. To me it's pretty obvious they've not doubled. 183,240 doubled comes to 366,480, and 366,480 is a lot more than 206,480, so it has not doubled. So is she correct? Well, the answer is no. Okay, I was expecting an answer box to where I write no, so no, Nadia is wrong. Okay, for 2B, Nadia says the graph shows that London has the lowest house prices. Well, that is not correct. What we've got here is how much the prices are changing. It does look like the house prices of London are falling, but they could be falling from an extreme, well, it's likely they're falling from an extremely high value, so could still well be perhaps the most expensive properties in the UK. So you could just say that the graph just shows a change in values, not house prices, or words to that effect. Okay, let's have a look at 2C. In Nadia's region, house prices rose by 1/25th in the last 12 months. Well, what is 1/25th as a percentage? Here we've got a fraction. To turn a fraction into a percentage, it's top divided by bottom times by 100. So that is 4%. So let's see 4% on here. So 4% is this point here. So she must be in the West Midlands. Okay, so how much interest will she pay on the loan? Well, if it's 5%, we need to work out 5% of 6,255. So the calculation for this is 0.05, the multiplier, percentage multiplier for 5%, times by 6,255, and 0.05 times 6,255 is £312.75. So that is the interest on the loan. Okay, so we want the perimeter of the white tiles, so we want this measurement here. Now, we've been told that there's going to be a row of blue tiles around the edges, and the tiles are 0.3 meters. So this gap here is 0.3, this gap here is 7.3, so this side length is going to be 2.8, I'll write it in the box, 2.8 minus 0.3 minus 0.3, which is 2.2 meters. So this is 2.2, and similarly the 2.3 will have 0.3 and a minus a 0.3 as well. And so 2.3 minus 0.3 minus 0.3, and that is 1.7. So the perimeter is going to be 2.2 plus 1.7 plus 2.2 plus 1.7, or if you prefer 2.2 plus 1.7 multiplied by 2, and that comes to 7.8 meters. So that's the perimeter of the dining area, 7.8. Okay, so F, we know that the scale is 1 to 50, and the garden is 1350 by 1000. So what we know is that the scale is 50 times less than reality. So what is 1350 divided by 50, and what is 1000 divided by 50? 1350 divided by 50 is 27, and 1000 centimeters divided by 50, that is 20 centimeters. So the scale will be 20 times by 27, and that is in centimeters. but we want to turn these into millimetres. Hopefully you know that there are 10 millimetres in a centimetre, so multiply these by 10. So that would be 200 times 270 millimetres. And so 200 is less than 210, and 270 is less than 297. So yes, Nadia is correct. So just put yes. Okay, so the better quality grass seed is the one with the highest proportion of ryegrass. Now in good to grow, so I'll just put G to G, it's ryegrass to other 4 to 1. So that means 4/5 is ryegrass and 1/5 is other. We're dealing with fifths because 4 plus 1 is 5. So what I would do is turn 4/5 into a percentage, top divided by bottom times 100. So that is 80% ryegrass. Let's have a look at the other one. It's 75%. So which one is better? Well, 80% is bigger than 75%, so good to grow. So how much will it cost Nadia to buy grass seeds to cover an area of 60 metres squared? Okay, so we know that 45 grams covers 1 metre squared. So 45 grams covers 1 metre squared. So therefore she's going to need 60 lots of 45 grams, and 60 times by 45 grams is 2,700 grams. Let's just go and look at the price. It's 1 kilo box, £3.95. So 1 kg box is £3.95. So what I would like to do is turn that into kilos. There are 1,000 grams in a kilo, so divide that by 1,000, that is 2.7 kg. So therefore we're going to need 3 boxes. So that's going to be 3 times by £3.95, and that comes to a total of £11.85. Okay, so question 3, we've got this grid of values. Let's just work out what it's all about by reading some of the questions. So how many more points did Jaspreet score than Jordan for the beam? So Jaspreet, Jordan, beam. So there's beam, there's Jaspreet, there's Jordan. Okay, so it's 11.1 and 10.25. So it's 11.1 take away 10.25. So that is a difference of 0.85 points. Calculate the range of points scored for the A bars. So the range is the biggest take away the smallest. 9.95, anything bigger than 9.95? Nope, so that's the biggest, and the smallest I've got 7.35. So let's remember those values. So that is 9.95 take away 7.35. So the range is 2.6. Okay, the total points scored by all gymnasts so far for the vault is 79.8. So calculate the mean. So it's going to be 79.8. Well, that 0 doesn't need to be there. Divided by the number of people who have done the vault so far. How many people have done the vault so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we just need to divide that by 7, and 79.8 divided by 7 is 11.4. Okay, Pat says that he needs 12.75 points on the vault to score the same total points as Alex. Okay, let's take a look. So Alex total points is 46.7. So if Pat is 46.7, then what we need to do is subtract these values from 46.7. 46.7, take away 11.55, take away 9.9, take away 12.5. That comes to 12.75. So all these workings out need to be written in the box, but I thought I'd just do them here so I'm not scrolling up and down a few times. So 12.75, and so is Pat correct? Yes, he is correct. Okay, so the winner is the person who scores the highest total points at the end. Right, so who is the winner? 46.7. Any advance on 46.7? So we've got two 46.7s, and it is Alex and Pat. Okay, let's go up and have a look. Which actually, so that means he did get 12.75 for the vault. So the winner is, it does say the winner is the person who's won more events. So let's compare their floor. So on the floor, Alex has won. On the A bars, Pat has won. Actually, let me just get rid of everything that I don't think is necessary anymore. Let's start that again. So on the floor, Alex has won. On the A bars, Pat has won. On the beam, 12.05, 12.50. So Pat has won there. And on the vault, 12.75 is greater than 11.65. So Pat has beaten Alex there 3-1. So Pat is the overall winner. So Pat. So who won the competition? Pat. He won 3 events, whereas Alex only won 1. Maybe worth saying they both finished with equal points as well before you write that. Okay, so let's have a look at, we want the weight of the second trophy. So the weight of the first and third is in the ratio of 3-1. So what this means is this trophy is 3 times heavier than the third place trophy. Or the other way around is the third place trophy is 3 times less than the first place trophy. So if the first place trophy is 354, if I divide that by 3, 350 divided by 3 is 118 grams. So that is 118 grams. Now the second and third trophies are in the ratio of 2-1. So that means that the second place trophy is twice the weight of the third. So that's going to be 2 lots of 118 grams, and 2 times 118 is 236 grams. So that is our final answer, 236 grams. Okay, so here we know that the volume is 202.8. Now to work out the volume, it's going to be, it's a cuboid. Now the volume of a cuboid is the length times the width times by the height. Now we know that the length is 6.5 and the width is 6.5. We don't know what the height is, but we know that it comes to 202.8. So to work out what h is, it's just going to be 202.8 divided by 6.5 divided by 6.5, and therefore that comes to 4.8. And if you want to test your answer, just do 6.5 times 6.5 times 4.8, and you should come back to 202.8. So height 4.8 centimetres. Okay, so question number 4, what we need to do here is work out how many days are there where we've got 11 to 20 inclusive. So 1, 2, 3, 4, it includes 20. There we go, so that is 6. Okay, let's get rid of these. And now we're looking for 21 to 30. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So that's that question done. Okay, so the factory makes 240,000 bears a year. So that's 240,000, and we want 3/5. So we want 3/5 of 240,000. So here we're working out a fraction of a total. So to do this, what we do is we take the total, we divide by the number on the bottom, and then we multiply by the number on the top. And 240,000 divided by 5 times by 3 is 144,000. Okay, on to part C. Okay, so this is probably the most challenging question in this test, in my opinion. What we're going to do first of all is add up these values. So 72 plus 54 plus 45 plus 9 is 180. Now, that's a really good total because we're doing a pie chart which has 360 degrees. If we want, so the frequency of material is 72 out of 180. So what is that out of 360? So 72, well, we can see that 180 is being doubled to give us 360. So if I double the 72, I get 144. So what this means is I need to draw a sector which is 144 degrees. So the number of degrees is just double these figures here. So 54 times 2, that is 108 degrees. 45 doubled is 90 degrees, and 9 doubled is 18 degrees. Right, let's do labels first of all, because that's nice and easy. That is a right angle. There we go. So this, that is going to be labels. Now, of course, you should 100% be using a protractor for this. It's very difficult for me to demonstrate that on screen here, so I'm just going to be guessing. Like I say, this is not what you should be doing. So I'm going to do just whichever one seems easiest next. So 108 is just a little bit more than a right angle. So if I imagine this is 90 degrees, then 108 is just going to be a little bit more. So this is just an approximation. So this is my 108 degrees, and that was for seams. So I've done my labels, I've done my seams. 18 degrees, that's quite a small amount, so I'll just, again, please use a protractor. Let's call that 18 degrees, and that was other. And therefore this is, well, it should be 144 degrees, and it would be if I'd measured these other 3 angles accurately, and that is material. Okay, so that's what you're aiming for, something vaguely similar to that. If you've used a protractor, then you'll have a better pie chart than me. Okay, so we know that 3 out of 20 have a fault. So I'm going to convert 3 out of 20 into a percentage. So to turn a fraction into a percentage, it's the top divided by the bottom times by 100. So that is a 15% chance. So 15%, if we see this as 0 and certain as 100%, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100%. So 15% will be halfway between 10 and 20. So it will be there. So that is 0.15 or 15%. So for part E, the probability that it's lost its label is 1/7. So not lost the label is 6/7. And we want to turn this into a decimal. So the probability is 6 out of 7, but as a decimal, that is 6 divided by 7. Remember that the line of a fraction means divide, and 6 divided by 7 is 0.85714. It's going to go on forever. We want 2 decimal places, which means we're interested in the value of the 3rd decimal place. Anything after that we can ignore. If this is a 5 or more, then the column to the left is going to move up by 1. 7 is greater than 5, so this is going to move up 1, so 0.86. And that is the end of this assessment.